of all, our engineering group did a great job to, number one, get this engine in the compartment, and number two, as Ray said, make it so that it will do everything that a Wrangler needs to do. Yeah, the overall way that we can judge our results is by comparing ourselves to the market. 2 years ago, when we started all of this stuff, we had a share of our relevant segments of 6.9% in the SUV relevant segments. As of July of this year, we're at 15.8%. 15.8%, please. We've been able to more than double our share in this 2 years, and that I think is good performance for us. We want to satisfy our customers more, the customers that we're getting, and of course we also want to expand the customers that we can attract. Ray mentioned that four-door mix now is approaching 60%. When we introduced the four-door, we figured that it may get up near to 50%, but now it's running 60, and it continues to climb. I actually think it will probably climb this year to 65%. So a lot of the people that we're selling these vehicles to are buying the four-door. What we know about the four-door buyer is that they're a lot different than the two-door buyer. And kind of counterintuitively, they're younger and they're richer. The average two-door buyer is 50 years old and has an average household income of $95,000. The average four-door buyer is 45 years old and has an average household income of $110,000. So they're younger, they're wealthier, they also are much more likely to be in the young family life stage. So these are young, kind of rich couples with young kids. And we know that they probably do use their vehicle off-road, many of them, but a lot of them are using this as a daily commuter as well. And they're looking out for not only their own comfort, but the comfort of their family as they travel around in this really cool SUV, even in the city. So we realized that we had to do things that made it more fun to drive for them every day of the week so that they could still go off-road and have all that fun on the weekend that you've always been able to have in a Wrangler. So what we first improved the interior. It's a lot more comfortable to utilize. It's a lot more comfortable to be in on the road. It's easier to use because we changed some of the switches. We brought the look of the vehicle upscale a little bit with the body colored hardtop, and now we've taken that second step, and this is the big step with the new engine. You don't have to compromise any of that on-road fun-to-drive elements in order to have the off-road that we've always had with the Wrangler. Getting on the freeway was a little bit rough, frankly, with the old vehicle, and that's not a problem anymore. You're going to notice that it's fun to drive on the road. It's not going to be a sports car, but that's not the people that drive this vehicle. But it is a vehicle now with the engine changes that you can have a lot of fun to drive every day on the road, and then you still can do everything you can do in a Wrangler off the road. And that to me is the coolest part of what we've done. Ray said, we said at the beginning that what we cannot do is compromise Wrangler, and what we will not do is compromise Wrangler. We don't want to be the guys whose watch the Wrangler was messed up. So you can still do, with all the improvements we've made on this vehicle, you can still do everything you could do with the old Wrangler. You can take the doors off, you can have a half door option. You can pull the top off, you can pull the front windshield down if you'd like. All of the stuff that you could do before. If you get too much mud in the interior when you're wheeling, you can hose it down with a hose and pull the plug out of the bottom of the car and let the water roll out, drain out. All of that stuff is still doable. So we think that we've done nothing but improve the car with absolutely no compromise to anything we had. As far as the lineup goes for this year, it's going to remain the same as last year. We'll start with the Sport model, and then the volume seller is actually the Sport S model, and then we'll have the Sahara with the body color hardtop option and the Rubicon at the top of the line. Actually, those two kind of split off. The base model as the 2011. So right now you pay for the 2011 $22,045 for a base two-door, and in 2012 with a brand new Pentastar you'll pay $22,045. On the four-door that price is $22,545. So not a penny of increase on the base models for the addition of this really fantastic improvement that the Pentastar makes to the vehicle. We did take a little bit of pricing on Sahara and Rubicon. It's an average of a little under $300. That's still a very, very good price, and really one of the reasons we did that is that we're seeing the mix on the upper end, the Sahara and Rubicon climb, and we frankly just have more demand than we do supply. We're selling more of those than we're able to build. So, you know, it was a good business decision to take a little bit of pricing there on the Sahara and Rubicon. 40% improvement in horsepower, 10% in torque. As Ray said, 3 seconds. I mean, almost 3 seconds on 0 to 60 time. 2 miles per gallon of fuel economy, and you get it at the same price. It's like a win-win-win-win-win. And I think that the improvements that we made are going to help us really kick the Wrangler business up to the next level. 2 years ago, we sold about 80,000 Wranglers, and we had an average of $3,000 incentive on the vehicle. Now the days of those incentives are gone. I mean, until last month, we did not have any visible incentive money on the Wrangler. And with the addition of the new engine and the pricing strategy we've taken, we did put $1,000 on the vehicle last month, because we realized that when these are sitting in the showroom side by side, there's going to have to be a price differential in order to move the 11th.